Welcome back to another garden tour. I know I already did one for May, but I wanted to do an updated one since I have mulch and a couple things have been done and I go on vacation here really soon. So starting in my front, you can see this little guy that I still haven't identified. He's getting cute little flowers. They're looking pink this year instead of purple. See? And I have a bunch of little sunflowers coming up, which is exciting. They should be a smaller variety. My Clematis got gorgeous. Look at those beautiful colors. The phlox, all the flowers have gone by now, but it's still looking nice and blankety, which I really enjoy. My Gardenia is getting a lot more green growth going on. Still really far behind, but I have a little bud, so that's exciting. My Gara flower is looking really good. I love that pop of bright pink. And I got an osteospermum. I just couldn't resist the color. They're so pretty. I have a bunch of deadheading to do, but I will do that so it sets off more growth. This dahlia I got on the clearance rack was looking really bad, but it looks like it's coming back, and I have some flowers coming up out of that too. One of my Gerber Daisies I moved is blooming. Nice little light pink guy. My Lobulera is just expanding. I love it. I wasn't sure if I'd like it in this area, but it's becoming really pretty. My Gardenia has finally bloomed. Looks really pretty. I like how it bulbs out like that. Not sure though this is a flower that I would do again next year. It's pretty, but a little too bland for me, I guess. And my little bee balm that I planted is coming up nicely. Can't wait to see it flower. Going to the other side. My pot full of gladiols are finally coming up. I put about 8 bulbs in here, and as you can see, only 4 popped up, but they keep coming up at random times, so who knows, maybe I'll get some more. If not, I'll throw in some annuals. My Celosia kind of looks rough. I think he gets too much sunlight, unfortunately, but he is getting new center growth. So these little guys, they're not actually weeds, though they are not growing where I'd like them to. These are my Chinese four marbles, and apparently they have spread through my entire garden, so I've been pulling them out here and there. This little one, though, is not that. This is one of the zinnias I grew from seed and planted over here. It's getting new growth, so it's doing all right. And my azalea always looks rough this time of year. I think I need to get some actual azalea type fertilizer and try and make it nicer, maybe rebloom then. And there's more Chinese four marbles popping up back there, but I figured I'll let it go. It'll be fine. My black-eyed Susan is getting nice and full. This is the one I planted this year. It's already got a bloom, and so is this one. A little early, in my opinion, but whatever. My snapdragons have actually expanded some. They look pretty cool, actually. I'm pretty happy, especially with this section. And my dianthesis also look pretty good. And then this is the other section of snapdragons. Different color sets, but also expanding. It looks kind of cool. My dahlia I was really worried about. It keeps getting these sort of leaves. So I did some trimming, and that seems to have helped because I've got new growth coming at the bottom. But oh, look at that color. It is so pretty. This one, of course, is dead. My daylilies, these are the red ones. They won't bloom till a little later. My other black-eyed Susan, which is a lot bigger, a lot fuller. That'll be pretty. The allium is done, so I'll just let that continue to soak up the sun and then cut it back. And this is where my Chinese four marble should be growing. As you can see, there's going to be a really nice thick blanket of them. I cannot wait. And my little planter of petunias, and you know, I saved the name of that and I can't remember what it is again. Anyway, I'll look it up. My hydrangea is getting really full, and there's actually a lot of bloom spots, so that's exciting. Hit or miss for me with hydrangeas. Some years I get a lot of blossoms, and other years he's just like, nope. Going back to this side, my salvia is doing amazing. This is like my best pollinator. I see bees around this all the time. Apparently the color blue is more of an attractant, which I didn't know until this year, so really glad I have that. My Columbine, it's bloomed a lot. It's starting to kind of fade out on blooms, but they're so cute. And this alyssum actually started blooming again. I thought it was done, but it'll be done here really soon. My mum is big and gorgeous. That's gonna be really pretty for fall. And my Spanish lavender is just this beautiful sea. Oh, look, there's a bee. Another really great pollinator. I just love it. My little patio pot, I've got some kale going in here, which I've been chomping off and making little kale chips every now and then. I got another one of these and it's already spilling over and looking really cool. These alyssum, I thought they kind of fried out. They actually look pretty decent. And then my lamb's ear back there. It's looking all soft and cozy. I've got 2 more Gerber Daisies up here. Thankfully they are actually different shades of pink. I wasn't sure. This one's more of a peach, kind of like my sweater. And then this one's a hot, hot pink. My euphorbia here. I, again, wasn't really sure about this one. I like it. It's like this little white pom-pom in my garden. I could see how it'd look really good in a pot. More dianthesis. This is my pot I made with my mom on Mother's Day. This is getting so full and gorgeous. These are the Supertunias. This is the sparkling amethyst Superbina. My Gomphrena has so many little blossoms. And my Superbells, the cherry, or actually watermelon punch, is getting really full. I kind of put that over top of this bugweed, only because it was pretty much done blooming, though I do have another one blooming. And that is another zinnia I grew from seed. It's getting actually really big. This is the second one because the first one I planted there died, so it's doing better. Here are more sunflowers. These are going to be giant sunflowers, so I'm really excited. Hopefully they actually make it and don't get eaten. My lilac, I went through and finally pruned off the dead blooms, so hopefully it'll bloom again, but we'll see. And my blue cornflowers, I've been deadheading these as well so that I can keep getting new bloom stalks pushing up, and it's working so far. I love that thing. More dianthesis. My bacopa, I actually thought it died as well. I think a bunny came through and ate all of the blossoms off of it. It was really bare. And then all of a sudden one day it had a huge amount of pink blossoms again, so must be doing all right. This is my favorite dianthesis. It's so hot pink and so bushy. My mom that I planted, that was living in a container for 2 years, loves his little home. Also more sunflowers. Not exactly sure if these are the smaller variety or the giants, but we'll find out hopefully. I forgot to point out too, I have another giant sunflower growing back there, so we will see. My little Easter lilies, they have blossoms, but I have a lot of trouble with Easter lilies, and oops, it doesn't really bloom for me super well, so we'll see. And then this pot I actually got for free off of a buy nothing site, filled with my white cosmos and portulaca. I never say that right. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, it's looking really good. And my fluffy Japanese maple, of course. Oh, and my hanging basket of my Supertunias, the sky ones, and Superbinas. I have someone make those for me. Well, I buy them from a store. I don't make those myself. Back here, my little bleeding heart, unfortunately also, I think got eaten by bunnies. Here's even more evidence. So it's growing well, but I keep losing my little blossoms. It's another zinnia I grew from seed and planted. Another dianthesis, small little guy. Those are the daylilies that will be yellow. Again, they won't bloom till later. My little succulent box is doing really well. All my little hens and chicks and the little cactus. I just love that. And my butterfly bush it is bushing out. I cut that back so far and it is throwing its way out there. So I cannot wait to see those blooms. Also another really great pollinator to have right by my vegetables. And then another area of blue cornflowers that self-seeded there. And I was like, you know what? That's pretty cute. So I have my little lantern and my little blue cornflowers. I have some sort of squash or something growing here. And I was like, you know what? Let's see what happens. And that is the end of my front garden tour.